Took a day off, finding red and aggression to be the best color, black to have the biggest bombs, green to be the worst color. This is a gold rare. It's probably more solid to just take bleed dry. This is a good rare though, and a pretty reasonable color pair. Removal's premium. 4-drops are easy to come by. Here's a bleed dry. If we send another bleed dry, the guy next to us is just going to take black. So we'll at least take it. There's no way that I'm guaranteed to be white-black. It's proven early on that the red color pairs tend to be the best. And the reason why is because the 2 and 3 drops are the best. Like, the red common creatures and stuff is... You just want to pair that with the bombs in black. So red-black's been particularly strong. And the white-red speed has been pretty strong. Pump spells have also been pretty good early on. This is a good card in white. It's pretty unlikely that I'll splash. Right now I still want to just take the highest quality, fastest cards possible and or removal. I'm a little sad I didn't take the other bleed dry, but this is powerful. Very powerful. It's not one of the bombiest bombs, but quite good. So what are we looking at? I don't like taking 4-drops. This has been good, but not insane. This card has been good. The only thing about it is it's expensive. Usually you just take the best card in the pack, but like getting 2-drops and good 3-drops in this format is very hard. People are very attuned to getting the board presence thing down in this format. It's starting to look like we're not black from this direction either, but we could be white. I don't know if that 1/3 flyer will wheel, but these first strike guys like pump spells, so being green is fine, being white is fine. We could still be black. It's just looking less likely now. This is a pretty good value guy. This guy's excellent in black-red. This guy's pretty excellent all the time, but he's a 4-drop. I think this is what we want. We don't really have anything that goes with this yet, so I think we just take this Speedy Gonzalez. I had been lower on this earlier, but only because it's a 4-drop. But it's actually been quite the stonewall. It's still possible we're white. Man. This wheeled. It's a lot of blue. Wow, this wheeled. Alright, I guess blue, there's forcing us to be blue. So we're gonna do that. We will be blue. That's not that crazy. This is probably gonna wheel with the way it's been going. we end up black-blue, this guy will be good. Are we red-blue or black-blue? Look at all these 4s. This always happens. Always. Bleed dry. Are we giving up on red? Seems like we are. Our best red cards are this 2-drop. It's been reported online by your average user that red is the best color, and you know what happens when red is determined to be the best color, or anything is determined to be the best color, is people just take it thinking they have to force it. There was a ranking that alluded to the fact that red was all 4 of the top 4 archetypes. This is pretty medium. I hate our deck so far. Just hate it. It's like a 3 out of 10 currently. No bombs. Pretty medium speed. Not enough playables. Not a particularly heavy amount of exploit to take advantage of the archetype's strength. We were cut out of, at least in part, black, heavily cut on red. On average, I prefer to have Doomed Dissenter over Persistent Specimen. Persistent Specimen allows you to always exploit off it by coming back, but Doomed Dissenter is enough of a skeleton, but with the upside of being a 2/2 attacking. Sometimes. Here's another one of these guys. We're starting to get there. Getting bleed dries is probably good, but that's another 4-drop. Getting bleed dries back with the exploit guy. This guy's weird because he exploits just to exploit. Exploiting the skeleton is the best with this guy, but exploiting this is pretty reasonable. It's just the curve with this guy because he's the cheapest exploiter in the game. And that art certainly speaks to his exploitation. He's just got skulls exploiting the strength of these calcium-rich, bone-dense skulls. Hopefully we get some other good exploiters in Pack 3. It's starting to warm up. We're at about I guess we're about at a 5 now that we picked up a couple of these and a group of these. There are cards in this pile I don't want to play. And I want more spells. We got 1. We'll probably play this. It's not terrible. 2, 3, 4. I didn't really want to take this, but it's like a good way to win if you can hold down the fort for a minute. This is also a good way to win. It's just we've all learned that 4-drops are bad, and we're getting to the point where we have too many, and this guy's not that good in our deck yet. So, and neither is this guy, but like, what are you going to do? 4-drops are cheap in this format. They're everywhere. Okay, that's something worth splashing for. It really is. There's a removal spell. This is a good card. This is worth splashing for. I mean, you just get a card from your graveyard back, tapped and attacking. I'll be looking for Evolving Wilds. Oh, but this... Alright, maybe we won't splash. We'll just play an honest game of Magic with Hullbreaker Horror. I didn't mean to click past that pack. I meant to click this and look at the pack, but still select this. But there was nothing we would have passed this over for. It'd be really cool if we could play this Olivia also. Because you can play this Olivia and just get back Hullbreaker Horror. That could be very good. Here's another Rakdos thing. And this good card. We're not really doing much with that guy, except for... Maybe we just get more spells. I'm going to lean on the maybe we get the Evolving Wilds after all. I would just play as many Bleed Dries as possible. Probably not this guy. This guy's probably good enough. And this guy's also probably good enough. This guy's way better. I'd like one more exploit. This card is probably good too. But I think a 3-drop creature. I think I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play that too. And one of these isn't the worst. Probably will play that. We didn't get that Evolving Wilds comeback. So I guess we're not going to do that cool shit with these legendary vampires. Angie's just a big body. Olivia is an absolute bomb, though. We don't need her. But she's powerful. Format's too fast to dick around. We ended up getting more or less what we wanted anyway. It's looking like Ragged Recluse isn't going to make it. We don't have that many ways to discard. We probably want all of these 4s. This is the only way we can discard, and it's at 6 mana. We don't need double Cradle of Safety. This guy does exploit with these guys. It's like worth it on that account alone. This is a very good card. We're at 20 creatures. Kind of makes me want to start cutting some stuff. That's good. That is good stuff. And putting in more, like, stop their stuff. We can't cut any low guys. Except maybe Lantern Bearer. This guy is good. We have ways to fly and win anyway, though. This is what we're going to try. Whew, man. We got some legendary vampires, alright. Wouldn't have that been cool? The weekend started off really good. We're at like 64% win rate. Pushing into Sunday, we got down to like 55%. And this is kind of the reason why. Just starting hands that don't work. We need a deserter. There's one. One turn too late, right? Always a turn late. I'm hoping to bleed dry a rare this turn, if I'm lucky. Letting him do what he wants. It's unfortunate. He probably thinks we've got a counter spell. But really, I just want to bleed dry and get the bleed dry back and then worry about doing this draw stuff later when we know what we want to find. Good old teamer colors. Alright. So he's got Vile Spawn Spider, and so he's got 2 key cards that he binned. For God knows what reason. This will make him think twice about playing his bomb. Which should allow us to do a couple things. Oh, I have not seen this in play yet. Interesting. Interesting. Could run out of cards quick. Nope, nope. This is the full value. Bottomed both. Man, this guy is dirtling, for sure. I'm really curious what it's going to end up being in the end. Hullbreaker Horror? Could be. We've got one of those. 4 color over here. If this guy was going to... Oh, is that an Olivia? It's an Anji. An Hanhei? Yeah, I guess that's fine. This guy's got piles of good cards. Look at all these uncommons. Rare, uncommon, uncommon. If he ever gets that spider back, I'm sure it's going to be a bad time for the hero of the story, which is me, of course. Okay, so he bounces Biolume Serpent, probably. I will put that on top. I will bleed dry. I only gained 1 extra power, but... Or actually I lose power there. That was probably bad. Don't I? I lose power? Stupid. Because I could have just not exploited. Gotcha. Whatever. Mistakes were made. That was weird the way I just played too fast, thinking that I was gaining a body, but I wasn't. I lost a power. It's kind of silly. This time we'll do it right. This is only good on the exploit if you exploit Doom Dissenter. Or if you exploit the skeleton. Gotcha. But then it's good on everything else thereafter, so that's cool. So it seems like Doom Dissenter into probably Biolume Egg. Want to find land. We did. We found everything we wanted. Here, it's this guy. Sacking egg. Cradle of safety open. We're gonna have to catch him with his pants down on this, as far as the specimen goes. It's possible. I mean, this does cost kind of a lot. Yep. I think I just, because he has exactly 4 mana open, I just hold this. Okay, sure. He's done basically nothing. Makes me wonder what's coming. I want to draw a land so I can play this Geist and still Cradle of Safety. Once he gets to 7 mana, I'm worried about a lot of things. Toxrill, the 6/6 flying demon that copies itself. Many things could kill us. It's just not worth it. It's not worth fighting into his mana or fighting against the specimens. Sure. Alright, so he's officially got a rare. And he can get this back. We're gonna lose. I see it now. First in the air, and it's all because he has 7 mana. If I had 7 mana, I'd have something going on, but I don't. Yeah, he's just going to leave this mana open every turn. This guy's bad against him, this guy's bad against him. This is going to get counterspelled more than likely, but now we have to. Syncopate? That exiles it forever. Let's just have like bleed dry. Yeah. It's fucking annoying. I'm actually pissed now. I'm pissed that he was able to get ahead and I couldn't leave up my bleed dry and Cradle of Safety, that I had to play something to deal with his flyer, that he has all this mana, that I can't get in, that he gets to get this back. I mean, the only silver lining is that I get to bleed dry his flyer and then blow out his bleed dry. That's definitely happening. He has something. He does nothing. Okay. Alright, here we go. It's gonna be a slow one. Okay. He's got guys in exile, so that's bad. We can play this and pay, but not leave up Cradle of Safety, so that's terrible, of course. I think we're going to do that, though, just make him replay that. We may have to play this just to have a body. Even though I might even exploit it just to get this in the yard. And then I'll put this on as potentially unblockable dude after that. And we'll start seeing about getting in. Because we're going to go to 8, and then we have 3 turns to win. That's why I like this guy, because in this exact matchup, I just can't beat it. Can't race it. And he can just keep getting these skeletons back forever. So we're kind of just probably not going to win, more than likely. I thought we would have more time. I thought we would have the unblockable or the flyer. But he got it out first, and then he killed our answer, so this is where we're at. We're in a race that we're pretty far behind on. The better one to save is probably the 5-4. Can only save 1. Does he have another one of these? That'd be kind of sick. So we got to change our clock. If he ever bleeds dry on anything, we'll be in okay shape. He did have another throng. Yep. That limits our options. So we've got some draws still, though. Bleed dry. Well, now he has a second removal spell, so that's tough. We have draws. Very few, but we have them. I think we can give this unblockable once. think we play this first. No reason to exploit. Even though we get 2 guys. Right? 1, 2. I guess if we did, we would have got 2 guys. Fuck. I've never had 2 of those before. This is fine because his specimens come in tapped the next turn. It gets lead dry, but that's fine. Yep. I presume that he will just return one of these and play this and not attack. Yeah. If we get a Hullbreaker Horror, we could start drawing into winning the game. Desperate Farmer, okay. That's pretty bad for us. We don't have that many islands to sack. I don't know how we're going to get in. Alright. So we have 7. Guess we lost this one. We've been out exploited. We've been severely out exploited. If he didn't have this lifelink guy, it'd be one thing, but it's like we'll get to 8, dies. I get 2 damage in, he gains 2 life anyway, it just does nothing. If we ripped Bleed Dry back to back, we would do okay. Could get both of his unblockable threats. Hullbreaker Horror is now not really an option. It's really just Bleed Dry into Bleed Dry and then draw something. And we're actually just dead because he went for it this time and we don't have anything. Alright. That sucked. Bad. But pretty typical of the way it's gone in this format. We lost that game because his threat had flash. And that's pretty much it. Like, he got to flash in the threat and then I had to respond to block. And my response did not matter. This hand is not great. Not great at all. It needs a blue pretty bad, but if we get a blue on time and we're on the draw, we're probably okay. Unless he's like just the fastest thing ever. Swamp is not necessarily what we wanted, but we did need land in general, so we'll start there. Okay, not great for us. Not great at all. We're gonna exploit this. It's just good old plain card advantage. Doesn't matter what he gets rid of. Well, that's actually a pretty good one to get. Was this Adamant Will? Guess it doesn't matter. We'll just hang back for a second. A Mythic player would know that we need our guys in order to do what we need to do to win the game. Sure. God, that's annoying. Yep. I was gonna just exploit this guy to kill this, but now I have to actually play it and block. Oh, or not play it, just play nothing. Cool. So this is gonna be another bad deck that I'll be posting online for you. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed me going against... I think this is my 5th Mythic player that I've gone against, and I've lost all of them. Yep. We'll just see if this actually works. I doubt it. I'm sure it'll just die. Or worse. It's dead, yeah, okay. We need a island or it's over. It was actually damn near over right then. You want to gain 4 life. It would have been insane. Okay. This with no exploit. Pray it's enough. We need to just play this Hullbreaker Horror and then bounce all his things and win the game. Alright. Oh, this has flash. So that was foolish. Yep. Guy's cool. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess this costs more. It's exactly what we're in for. Blinding Geist. 6, 7. Target opponent exiles 2 cards from hand. Well, I guess we're going to hit this. I guess if we make him cast this again, it's cool. That sucked, though. He did force our hand there. Exile a zombie. A zombo. A zombarino. $10, $13. Cradle of Safety. I guess that does it. I don't know what happened. Didn't I just say this game was over? I said it was over. I meant it. I wasn't messing around. I said that this game was over. But it had only just begun. Bomb. That's what this format is. Just this card and a bunch of sad faces. The format's definitely split between being fast because you have to and trying to play giant bombs. We're definitely in the play the giant bombs category with this deck. Our 1/1s for 2 aren't exactly getting in there. I like any deck that has 3 bleed dries. This Throng does not blow me away. It does not. It's fine. It does the blocking thing and the trading thing. But it does cost 2 mana. And you don't get to like put multiples on board. It's just one at a time. I think it's good enough if you got a few of them. It's also good for sacking to Fellstinger. It's value. Fellstinger is one of the best ones. We're going to go with Binding Geist. Just plainly more mana efficient. We're against 8 cards right now. This has got to be one of the better first picks you can have. Bleed dry, okay. It's probably better to just... Because there's a thing you can do where like they play an exploit guy, you kill the exploit guy, and then they don't really get the value because the exploit guy has to be there to see the sacrifice. That's a thing you can do. It's true. I'm probably not prepared to do that. This is another format where enchantment removal is not that great because of these exploit decks. Anytime you can get value out of a pacified target, it feels like they did nothing. Or like a half of something. It's hard to tell what this witness is. Like from afar it just looks like a bird. Wings. It's clearly a bird. I guess it's just an eagle with glowing eyes. Go for this. I guess if he just rips off an exile here, it's pretty crappy for us. Okay. It's got a couple 4/4s. 4 toughness dudes. I don't want to take 9 at all. Not even a little bit. I think I'm going to take 9 once, though. And then I'll start worrying about chump blocking and bleed drying. That was a good play by him. He didn't get a good value on my sack, really, but he did put a lot of power on board. I guess that's why this guy's good enough. I was much less high on him at first, because it seemed like you had a lot of 4s, and then, like, how many 5s can you have once you have a bunch of 4s, but we just don't have to block yet. He puts us to 11. In theory, we can put him to 9, and then we can start blocking. Blocking and bleed drying. Wretched Throng says, nope. No attacks on the ground. Yeah. So I can't really exploit anything that I want. Doesn't this feel like he has, like, syncopate? Or worse? I think we have to bleed dry no matter what. We'll just see if he puts this enchantment on first. He's mythic, so he did not. We were going to draw 2 lands in a row, and that was going to be terrible. How big is his thing going to be? Alright, a bleed dry, so it's a race we're losing badly still. And Cradle of Safety. Can we afford... I think we do this. We don't want that other Cradle of Safety. We're going to attempt to kill this Gargantuan. If he just suits it up right now, game's over. Okay, he does it on that guy. Much better. Bleed dry. Bow show. Oh, we lost the game. We lost the game. God. Played 2 counter spells. It's pretty disgusting. I guess it just makes sense to kill this. Just show him I've got nothing, because what does it even matter anymore? Gargantua makes him sack a 1/3 and we die. Hullbreaker Horror stops him. Screaming Swarm stops him. Bleed Dry stops him. Biolumeg stops him a little. Oh, we're just dead now. No outs. No outs. Drew a land anyway. It's about right. Like, I want to blame bombs from stopping me from progressing, but really it's just commons. I'm the one who won with bombs. Third mythic player in a row. I'm now 1-5 or something against them. That's usually a bad sign. I mean, usually I'm the one in mythic, and so I'm not afraid of playing against mythic players, but if you made it to mythic in this particular set, and I'm losing to you, it means that I'm missing something. So it's probably a bad time to start making videos to try and flex on my typical surge to mythic when I just didn't make it this time. I don't always make it. Strixhaven, I also had issues, but all the other sets I've been fine. I also had issues in Guilds of Ravnica. And not so much problems in War of the Spark, but didn't enjoy the format, so didn't play much. War of the Spark is one of the only sets I don't have a full set of. Just to really hammer home how unenjoyable it was in general. It's interesting. It's super ramper. We're looking to find land and bombs, so we will do this. Nope. Didn't find a land, didn't find a bomb. Man, this is a lot of ramp. Wow. I assume the next thing he plays we won't be able to attack through. It'll probably be like a 7/7. We need a black so we can answer whatever he plays. If we had a black already, we would have 2 removal spells in a row and we would win the game easily, but as it stands... Alright, it's a bomb. Yep. He must have a blocker too. He can flip this soon. Yep. Anything else? Alright. Just gonna go wide. He's gonna make this into an 8/8. We need to draw a land super badly. Or this is just gonna end on the spot. There it is. Yeah, it's probably better to just get him now. If he saves this somehow, we'll be in a world of hurt. But next turn we can exploit, get back Bleed Dry, and then I think it should be in hand. Yep. I think we probably Rot-Hide Gargantua now. If we draw a land. We will do that. We'd rather have the fatty and have him at 3 than put him at 1. That's interesting. He could have just hit the 5/4. Now it's still lethal. This guy's deck was super ramping, and I guess with good reason. Another removal, sure. Play a thing you gotta kill. This guy can actually be exploited off to make a thing, which is pretty neat. He's not that good. He's kind of like another Doom Dissenter. It's kind of how you have to look at him. Except he can get value by other things. Like, it's kind of interesting anyway. This puts it on top or bottom, which I think is good. It basically makes him not have this, right? Drew nothing. That was tough. Tough beat. His deck was kind of neat, though. Come on, baby. Get that sweet 4th win. So we played 3 Mythic players in a row. We beat 2 of them. And now we're on to Platinum, and it's like the 3rd game out of 5 where I only had 1 color. And I'm going first this time. Wanted to do better, did do better. This kind of gets us back to parity in terms of cards. Josh Vesper. I wonder if that's his real last name. Seems like a character. It's a character name if I've ever seen it. I think I want to just... Well, I'm going to do this. We can take 2. Nope. Yep. So next turn we get to play the 3/3 and leave up Cradle for his inevitable Sure Strike. Oh, that card's good. Definitely won't block. This feels like a Sure Strike. But maybe if it's just the burn spell, we can blow it out. Each non-vampire creature. Wow, that's absurd. That was an insane card. Crazy. I can just kill this anytime he wants, so we'll just get in. This is looking like pretty bad. We have 1 card remaining. He has 6 cards remaining. Stuck on land, but it doesn't matter. He's not fighting anything. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to kill that. We don't need to play the land, because we can't cast Hullbreaker in any reasonable time frame anyway. Yep, he's got it. Why wouldn't he? It's never like they just attack to see if I block. It's like they just always have something. We need to draw a land off the top so we can flash this in and ambush him. We are at 16. Oh my god, he has a mythic? With Menace, so we can't even ambush that card. This is so frustrating now. Just back-to-back rares. Alright, so we're gonna go to 4. And then we're dead. Oh, we're almost dead as it is. Pretty absurd that he had this haste menace guy. If we're lucky, we draw a spell, a creature, and bounce it, and then attempt to block. Bombs. Bombs, baby. Bombs. What's the best draw? Best draw is Bleed Dry. We only have one left. We have no... Oh, okay, we just drew Bleed Dry. So... Just doesn't make sense to do anything else besides bounce his things. If we let him go to his turn, we still have to do it pre-combat. We have to draw, like, a spell every turn for, like, the next 3 turns minimum, I think. Oh my god, that's game. That is game. I guess it's not game. We just block this, he gets a thing. Then next turn we have to draw something desperately. We did not. We did not. Well, we played bombs, but he played a couple in a row. We had an answer for all of them. Didn't matter because he had this rare, which plays them all. All of them. 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 Man, he did it. Okay, 3 and 3. One step closer to being normal.